Isang mapagpalang oras po sa ating lahat, mga ka-DMATCHA. Ang DMATCHA po ay Dion Mayos Channel. Noong nakaraan, napag-usapan po natin ang tungkol sa mga 19 indicators ng IPCRF ng proficient teachers. At ngayon, ang pag-uusapan naman po natin ay tungkol sa 19 indicators na may mga MOVS po ng highly proficient teachers o ang tinatawag nating mga master teachers po ng ating school. Bakit kailangan mong panoorin ang video ito? Kasi sa dulo ng video na ito, malalaman mo kung ano-ano yung mga kinakailangang mga MOVs na kailangan ho nating ihanda sa loob ng isang school year. Pangalawa, kailangan mong panoorin ang video ito para magkaroon ka ng idea kung ano ang mga dapat mong gagawin habang hindi pa natatapos ang school year. At ang pangatlo, magbibigay si Sir ng bonus, kaya kailangan mong mapanood ang buong video para makita mo kung ano ang mga pag-uusapan at mga kinakailangang gagawin para sa bonus sa video ito. Para magkaroon po tayo ng idea ano ang mga duties and responsibilities of a master teacher, pag-uusapan po natin itong 12 duties and responsibilities of a master teacher na nakapaloob po sa ating bagong RPMS. Okay. Number 1, models exemplary practice. Okay. Models exemplary practice in the application of content, knowledge, and pedagogy, showing its integration within and across curriculum learning areas. Okay. Number 2, conducts in-depth studies or action researches on teaching learning innovation. So sila po ang nagkakandak ng mga action researches para ma-solve yung mga problema na may kinalaman sa teaching and learning. Number 3, works with colleagues. So anong gagawin po nila? To create learning-focused environment that promote learner responsibility and achievement. Number 4, duties and responsibilities. Assist colleagues to implement different teaching strategies that are responsive to learner diversity. All right. Number 5, leads in the preparation and enrichment of curriculum. Number 6, initiates programs and projects. Okay, initiates programs and projects that can enhance the curriculum in its implementation. In the school-based management, ito po yung mga programs and projects na continuous, like sa EIP po natin, para makasolve sa mga problema na may kinalaman sa curriculum in its implementation. Okay? Number 7, leads colleagues in the design, evaluation, interpretation, and utilization of different types of assessment tools. Okay, so ang isa sa mga duty at saka responsibilidad ng master teacher ay ililid ang mga kasamahan sa trabaho. Okay? Halimbawa, sa grade 4, ang master teacher ang maglilid sa pagdidisenyo kung angkop ba itong assessment tool na ito sa subject na ito, sa activity na ito. Okay? Quality assure po niya. Alright? Number 8, updates parents or guardians on learner needs, progress, and achievement. Number 9, strengthens school community partnership. Okay, to enrich engagement of internal and external stakeholders in the educative process. Number 10, establishes links. Okay, establishes links with colleagues through attendance and membership in professional organizations for self-growth and advancement. 11, provides technical assistance. Sila po nagbibigay ng TA, kumbaga, through demonstration teaching, mentoring, coaching, class monitoring and observation, organizing, leading, serving as trainers, facilitators in teacher quality circles or learning action cells. And number 12, does related work. So hindi lang limitado doon sa 1 to 11 ang mga duties and responsibilities of a master teacher, at marami pang related work sa school na gagampanan ng isang master teacher or highly proficient teachers. Ang una po nating objective ay modeled effective applications of content knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. So, ang MOV po natin dyan ay ang Classroom Observation Tool or COT rating sheet. So, may pinagkukuhanan po tayo ng tatlong ng COT. Meron po tayong tatlong paraan. Number 1 ay an observation of synchronous teaching. Number 2, if option 1 is not possible, pwede rin po dyan ang observation of a recorded video lesson or audio lesson that is SLM based or MELC aligned. So, ang pangatlong pwedeng pagkuhanan ng COT ay kung hindi pwede ang option 1 at saka 2, pwede rin naman ho ang observation of a demonstration teaching via learning action cell. Ito po ang kakaiba sa mga master teachers. Kailangan po ng proof of attendance of colleagues. So, ibig sabihin po, kinakailangan pong may attendance sheet. So, habang maaga pa, please provide attendance sheet. Yun po ang lagi-lagi pong kailangan. In our school, ito ang pinapractice po namin. Kada magkakaroon po kami ng lock session or demonstration teaching, lagi ho kaming may hiwalay na attendance. Bukod pa syempre doon sa attendance po natin na ginagawa na time in, time out. Pero ito po ay ang tinutukoy po dito ang attendance sheet ay ang actual mismo, halimbawa in a classroom, in a limited face-to-face demonstration. Itatabi po natin yung attendance sheet po doon. Okay? Paano ka makakakuha ng 5 points? So, modeled, ito, naka-highlight po siya. Level 8 in objective number 1 as shown in the COT rating sheet. So, ibig sabihin ng modeled level 8, if yan po ay yan po ang pinakamataas na score sa COT. Ang COT ay mula 4, 5, 6, 7 at saka 8. Okay? 8 ang pinakamataas. Ang katumbas niyan sa IPCRF ay 5, 7, 4, 6, 3, 5, 2. Alright, yun po yung mga pagkakaiba or conversion. Okay, makikita natin ho dito sa baba. Ilang beses makakaroon po ng classroom observation? Meron po tayong dalawa lang ang required. Ito po, COT number 1 at saka COT number 2. So, kung halimbawa nakakuha ka ng sa una mong COT, nakakuha ka ng 7 points, ang katumbas niyan sa RPMS ay 4. Kukunin mo lang ang average and then it will be your RPMS rating for quality. Alright? So, kukunin mo lang yung dalawa. Kailangan pong dalawa. At kung hindi ka pa po nag-subscribe sa ating channel, please subscribe. Ito po, subscribe po ha. Mag-subscribe po at saka i-share po sa ibang mga kaguro po natin. Alright, i-search lang po ang Dion Mayos channel, okay? Dion Mayos channel and then click the subscribe button and click the notification bell para updated ka sa lahat ng mga videos. Kung makikita nyo po itong mga videos po natin ay marami po itong kinalaman sa teaching, learning, at pagkakaperahan. Yan po, has something to do with teaching, learning, and pagkakaperahan po. Ang dami pong mga videos na pwede nyo hong panoorin dyan. Alright? Please subscribe, okay? Please subscribe and watch our videos. Next objective. Pangalawa pong objective. The word is evaluated with colleagues the effectiveness of teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. Ano ang kailangan nating MOV dyan? Ito po. Any supplementary material. Okay? Any supplementary material pwede pong naka-print or digital made by the ratee and used in the lesson. That highlights teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. Yun po. Activity sheets, one lesson from self-learning module, lesson plan, video lesson, audio lesson, other learning materials, and you have to provide annotations. Okay, ito po ang mahalaga. With minutes of focus group discussions or FGD with fellow mentors, or minutes of coaching and mentoring session with teachers that show evaluated teaching strategies that promote learner achievement in literacy and numeracy. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, pag may focus group discussion, you have to provide minutes of coaching and mentoring session with teachers. Lagi-lagi po yan. Okay, in the future, ito rin po ay magagamit po ito sa hindi lang sa IPCRF ng master teacher, but sa pangkalahatan, maaari ho ito magamit sa school. Maaaring kailangan to sa MOVS sa SBM. Kaya habang maaga pa, gagawin ho nating practice na laging documented po ang lahat-lahat. Alright? Paano ho tayo makakakuha ng outstanding or 5? Okay, the word is modeled and evaluated with colleagues effective strategies that reflect adjustments or modifications in teaching practices. Okay? To enhance critical literacy and or critical numeracy skills as evidenced by the submitted learning material. Okay. Ilang MOV ang kailangan po natin? MOV number 1, activity sheet with minutes of FGD. Okay. MOV 2, lesson plan with minutes of coaching and mentoring. So, kanina sa objective number 1, meron po siyang COT level. Dito po sa RPMS, direct na po siyang 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Example, 3 sa una, 4 sa pangalawa. You have to get the average and the score is 3.500, and the RPMS rating for Q or quality is 4. That is very satisfactory. Alright. Next objective. Objective 3. Modeled and supported colleagues. Okay? Modeled and supported colleagues in the proficient use of mother tongue, Filipino and English to improve teaching and learning, as well as to develop learners' pride of their language, heritage, and culture. So, ang MOV po natin dyan ay ito po ulit. Parehas po doon sa objective number 1. Kailangan po ng COT rating sheet. So, may tatlong pagpipilian, ang option 1, 2, at saka option 3. Okay, huwag kakalimutan, meron pong proof of attendance of colleagues. So, lagi-lagi pong may attendance po ang kasama po natin. How to get 5? Kailangan mo maka-level 8 sa objective number 3 sa inyong COT. Okay? The same computation. Ilan ang kailangang COT? Dalawa. COT number 1, COT number 2, and then convert that score. Convert these two scores sa inyong RPMS 5-point scale rating, and then get the average, and then that will be your RPMS rating for quality. Next objective. Okay, objective number 4. Displayed a wide range of effective verbal and non-verbal classroom communication strategies that support learner understanding, participation, engagement, and achievement. Ano ulit ang ating MOV? Kailangan po ulit dyan ng classroom observation tool rating sheet na may pwede nating pagkukuhanan. Option 1, 2, or 3 with proof of attendance sa ating mga kasama. Okay, paano makakuha ng 5 points? You have to level 8. Dapat makukuha po natin yan sa objective 4 ng ating COT. Alright? So, the same manner, doon po tayo sa ilang COT. Dalawa pa rin po. Ang COT number 1 at ang COT number 2. Okay. Next objective. Objective 5.
Exhibited effective strategies that ensure safe and secure learning environments to enhance learning through the consistent implementation of policies, guidelines, and procedures. So, ang kailangan po nating MOV po dyan ay ang Classroom Observation Tool, rating sheet na may tatlong pwedeng pagkukunan po natin. And then, huwag kakalimutan ulit ang proof of attendance of colleagues. So, kailangan po ulit makakuha ng level 8. Okay? Level 8 po yan sa Objective 5 na nakikita po natin sa COT. And then, kailangan po dyan ay dalawang COT ulit. Okay? Dalawang COT ulit. And then, convert that to RPMS 5-point scale. And then, get the average. And then, that will be your score in your quality. Okay. Objective number 6. Exhibited effective practices to foster learning environment that promote fairness, respect, and care to encourage learning. So, ang MOV po dyan ay COT ulit. And then, ito po ulit, may pwede ho tatlong choices. And then, do not forget, again, the proof of attendance ng ating mga kasama. Kailangan mong makakuha ng level 8 sa objective number 6 para makakuha ka ng outstanding na 5 points. Dalawa po ulit na COT ang kailangan. Convert that COT rating to 5-point scale rating and then get the average, and that will be your score in your quality. Objective 7. Work with colleagues to share successful strategies that sustain supportive learning environments that nurture and inspire learners to participate, cooperate, and collaborate in continued learning. So, ano ulit ang mga MOV po natin? Ito po. Any supplementary material made by the ratee and used in the lesson delivery that highlights successful strategies that sustain supportive learning environments that nurture and inspire learners to participate, cooperate, and collaborate in continued learning. Ano yung mga kailangan doon? Ito, activity sheets. One lesson from SLM, lesson plan, video lesson, audio lesson, at saka iba pang mga material at kailangang may kalakip na annotation. Ito po ang mahalaga dyan ulit. With minutes of focus group discussions or FGDs with fellow mentors, or minutes of coaching and mentoring session with teachers that show sharing of strategies for increased learner participation, cooperation, and collaboration. So, kinakailangan po ulit natin ang mga yan. So, paano po kumuha ng 5 points? Ito po, modeled varying strategies that sustain a supportive learning environment for learners to recognize each other's learning strength and value the contribution of others as evidenced by the submitted learning material. So, ilang MOV pong kailangan natin? Ito po sa baba. MOV number 1, activity sheet with minutes of FGD, and then MOV2, lesson plan with minutes of coaching and mentoring. So, direct na po tayo. Ang score po natin dyan ay RPMS 5-point scale rating, and then get the average, and it will be your score sa quality. Objective 8. Modeled successful strategies and supported colleagues in promoting learning environments that effectively motivate learners to work productively by assuming responsibility of their own learning. So, ang MOV po natin dyan ay any supplementary material made by the ratee and used in the lesson delivery that highlights successful strategies in, ito po, promoting learning environments that effectively motivate learners to work productively by assuming responsibility for their own learning. Okay. Activity sheet. One lesson from SLM, lesson plan, video lesson, audio lesson, other materials na dapat may annotation. Okay? Huwag po ulit kakalimutan ito. minutes of focus group discussion FGDs with fellow mentors or minutes of coaching and mentoring session with teachers na nakasupport given to them in motivating, okay? In motivating learners to work productively by assuming them for their own learning. So, ito po, dapat nakatali po siya dito sa ating objective. Alright? Tali po siya. And then, paano po tayo makakuha ng outstanding? Okay? Model, discuss with colleagues effective strategies that reflect modifications in teaching practices to sustain learner motivation in monitoring and evaluating their own learning as shown in the submitted MOV. Ano yung mga isasubmit po nating MOV? Ito po, MOV1, activity sheet with minutes of FGD. MOV2, lesson plan with minutes of coaching and mentoring. You have to get the average of RPMS 5-point scale rating, okay? And then that will be your score in your quality. Alright, ang objective 9, assisted colleagues to design, adapt, and implement teaching strategies that are responsive to learners with disabilities, giftedness, and talents. So, ito po makikita po natin dito, dalawa ang pagpipilian, ang set A at ang set B. Kung magpapa-COT ka, dito ka sa set A. Pero, if you choose not to, dito ka sa set B. Unahin muna natin itong COT. So, tulad po ng usual, ang kailangan po natin dyan ay ang COT rating sheet na pwede po doon sa tatlong option na yan at may proof of attendance ng kasamahan natin. Okay, kailangan mong makakuha ng level 8 in objective 9 sa inyong COT. Paano naman po sir itong set B? Ito po, bago po ito, ang teacher reflection form on assisting colleagues in designing, adapting, and or implementing teaching strategies that are responsive to learners with disabilities, giftedness, and talents. And ito po, certification from the school head that the rated classes have no identified learners with disabilities, giftedness, and or talents. Okay? Paano ka makakuha ng 5 dyan? You have to demonstrate level 5 as shown in the TRF or Teacher Reflection Form. Alright. Paano po kinukuha ang score dito sa set A? Kailangan po natin ng COT rating 1 and 2 and then i-convert po natin siya sa RPMS 5-point rating scale and then you have to get the average and that will be your score in the quality. Pero sa set B, TRF number 1 at saka TRF number 2. And then kukunin ulit natin ang score and then get the average and that will be your score in your quality. Objective 10. Develop and apply teaching strategies to address effectively the needs of learners from indigenous groups. So meron po ulit tayong dalawang set ng MOV. Set A and Set B. Ang Set A po natin ay COT rating sheet na pwede po ulit ang tatlong option. Okay? Huwag kakalimutan ang proof of attendance ng mga kasama po natin. At kailangan mong makakuha ng level 8 sa objective number 9 sa inyong objective number 10 sa inyong COT. Okay? Objective 10 sa inyong COT. Alright. Set B. TRF or Teacher Reflection Form on developing and applying teaching strategies to address effectively the needs of learners from indigenous groups and a certification from the school head that the rated classes have no identified learners from indigenous groups. Okay, how to get again your score? Demonstrated level 5 as shown in the TRF. Objective number 11. Work collaboratively with colleagues to evaluate the design of learning programs that develop the knowledge and skills of learners at different ability levels. So, ang MOV po natin dyan ay meron po tayong 4. Una, new or improved design of learning programs. Pangalawa, detailed recommendations on the design of learning programs. Pangatlo, synthesis of the evaluation of the learning programs. And pang-apat, own evaluation of the existing learning programs. So, paano po tayo makakakuha nitong outstanding na ito? Ito po, work with colleagues in redesigning learning programs based on the list of recommendations as evidenced by MOV number 1. So in other words, to get an outstanding score under objective number 11, dapat nakafocus lang po tayo dito sa MOV number 1. Okay, yan dapat po ang target po natin para makakuha po tayo ng outstanding score. Objective number 12. Work collaboratively with colleagues to analyze and utilize assessment data to modify practices and programs to further support learning, progress, and achievement. So ano ang mga MOV po natin? Ito po. Accomplish LAC plan. Anchored with the school LAC plan stated in Annex 1 of the DepEd Order number 35 series of 2016 to analyze and utilize assessment data, modify practices and or programs to further support learner progress and achievement with anyone used in the implementation of the LAC plan. So, isa sa mga na-utilize or used in the implementation of the LAC plan. Una, minutes of LAC session on the analysis of assessment data to modify teaching practices and programs. Pangalawa, any proof of collaborative review of learner assessment data. Pangatlo, lesson plan with accomplished part 4 or part 6, the reflection and index of mastery. May test item analysis, list of identified least mastered skills, intervention, recommendation, enrichment, and enhancement. Susunod, ang pang-apat, any proof of collaborative review of intervention materials developed for remediation and or enhancement. Susunod, accomplishment report of intervention, remediation, enhancement or enrichment activities. Halimbawa na lang ay remedial session, summer reading camp, field area-based programs. At ang iba, pwede ho kayong magdagdag, you have to provide annotation. Okay. Paano po tayo makakakuha ng 5 points sa objective number 12? Evaluated activities with colleagues by looking for key success indicators sa page 14 of DepEd Order number 35 series of 2016 as evidenced by the submitted MOV. Objective 13. Reflected on and evaluated learning environments that are responsive to community context. So, meron po ulit tayo dyan 4 na MOV kinakailangan, pero unahin po muna natin ito kung paano tayo makakakuha ng outstanding score. Sabi po dito, synthesize the evaluations from the wider school community of the programs, projects, and or activities that maintain the learning environment responsive to community context as evidenced by, ito po ulit, MOV number 1. So, ano po ang MOV number 1? Ito po, synthesis of evaluation of a project or program or activity that maintains the learning environment responsive to community context. So, ibig sabihin yan, dapat nakafocus po lagi tayo dito sa objective MOV number 1 para makakuha po tayo ng 5 points. Objective 14. Discuss with colleagues teaching and learning practices that apply existing codes, laws, and regulations that apply to the teaching profession and the responsibilities specified in the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Paano po tayo makakakuha dyan ng 5 points? Unahin muna natin ito. Paano kukuha ng 5 points? Discuss with colleagues teaching and learning practices that adhere to laws, regulations, and responsibilities specified in the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers and reviewed the annotated evidence of practice of colleagues as evidenced by MOV number 1. Ano itong MOV number 1 na ito? Ito po. Minutes of LAC sessions or professional meetings to discuss the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers and the reviewed annotated evidence of practice of colleagues. So, ito po dapat ang paghahandaan po natin. Okay? Kasi ito po ay naka-align po siya sa number 5. Objective 15, exhibited commitment to and supported teachers in the implementation of school policies and procedures to foster harmonious relationships with learners, parents, and other stakeholders. Paano po makakakuha ng 5 points dyan? Ito po. Evaluated with teachers the implementation of certain school policies and procedures as evidenced by MOV number 1. Ano ang MOV number 1? Ito po siya. MOV number 1. Evaluation on the implementation of school policies, procedures, or minutes of subject area, grade level meetings, or professional meetings on evaluating school policies and procedures. Objective number 16. Manifested a learner-centered teaching philosophy in various aspects of practice and support colleagues in the enhancement or enhancing their own learning-centered teaching philosophy. So, how to get 5 points? Okay, ito po ulit. Evaluated lesson plans of colleagues to enhance their own learning or learner-centered teaching practice as evidenced by MOV number 1. Ano po itong MOV number 1 na ito? Ito po siya. MOV number 1. Sample lesson plans of colleagues with annotations about their enhancing their learner-centered teaching philosophy. So, sample lesson plans of colleagues with annotations about enhancing their learner-centered teaching philosophy. Okay, yan lang po tayo focus kasi yan po ang kinakailangan sa score na number 5 or outstanding level. Objective number 17. Identified and utilized personal, professional strength to uphold the dignity of teaching as a profession to help build a positive teaching and learning culture within the school. So, paano po tayo makakakuha ng 5 points dyan? Sa objective number 17. Ito po. Identified and utilized personal, professional strength to uphold the dignity of teaching as a profession to help build a positive teaching and learning culture with the school by inspiring unity in responding to potential threats and risks to school community as evidenced by MOV number 1. Okay, ano po itong MOV number 1 po ulit? Ito po siya. MOV number 1. Performance Coaching and Mentoring Form or PMCF, showing guidance to teachers and remarks in terms of upholding the dignity of teaching. So, focus lang po tayo dito sa MOV number 1 para makakuha po tayo ng 5 points. Objective number 18. Reflected on the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers to plan professional development goals and assist colleagues in planning and achieving their own goals. So, paano po tayo makakuha ng 5 points dyan? Ito po. Updated professional development goals during phase 2 of the RPMS cycle as evidenced by MOV number 1. Ano ang MOV number 1? Ito po. MOV number 1. Updated IPCRF DP from phase 2. Kailangan focus lang po tayo sa MOV number 1 para makakuha po tayo ng 5 points. And the last objective number 19. Perform various related works activities that contribute to the teaching learning process. So, pag naalala nyo po kanina doon sa introduction po natin, Thus, related works ang isa sa mga duties and responsibilities ng isang master teacher. So, paano po tayo kukuha ng 5 points dyan? Sabi dito, perform at least one related, okay, naka-highlight po yan, one related work or activity that contribute to the teaching learning process beyond, ito po, school, community, learning center, as evidenced by the submitted MOV. Ano ang mga MOV na ito? Ito po, number 1. Unahin muna natin to. Any proof that the master teacher, okay, ito po, number 1, serve as facilitator or speaker. Pangalawa, serve as demonstration teacher. Pangatlo, serve as a member of the technical working group. Pang-apat, serve as OIC in the absence of the principal. Pang-lima, represented the principal in meetings and conference. Pang-anim, observe classes of teachers 1, 2, and teacher 3. Next, assisted the school selection committee in the evaluation of credentials when hiring or promoting teachers. Next one, serve in a committee. Next, serve as advisor to co-curricular activities. Next, serve as coordinator, chairperson. Next, authored, contributed to a book or a journal. Next, coach and mentored learners in competitions. Next one, mentored pre-service or in-service teachers. At saka iba, you have to provide annotations. So, ang dami pong mga teaching-related works na maaaring ilagay po natin dito, okay? So, kailangan po dyan ng certification from the school head or in a form of memo or in a form of certificate para ma-validate yung mga inilalagay po nating MOV dyan. So, kailangan may memo. Kung walang memo, may certificate. Okay? At mga kadimatcha, ito po, magbibigay po si Sir ng libreng RPMS portfolio cover pages. So, kailangan po natin yan. Alam po ni Sir na napaka-busy po ninyo sa inyong mga trabaho. Napaka-busy ho natin, sino ho ang busy. Kaya, gumagawa si Sir ng paraan para makatulong sa pagbibigay ng libreng RPMS. So, may konting request lang si Sir. Mag-subscribe. Kung hindi pa po kayo nagsusubscribe, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and then copy our YouTube link na makikita doon sa baba ng video na ito. Andon po ang YouTube link, then i-share sa mga kakilalang guro, okay? Para mas marami pa pong maabot ng tulong si Sir. Alright? Kapag okay na ang 1 and 2, mag-email ho kayo sa akin. Alright? Mag-email ho kayo sa akin. dionmayos@gmail.com. Ano hong sasabihin nyo lang? Inform nyo lang po ako na nakapag-subscribe at saka na-share nyo na rin po ang link sa mga kasamahang group para doon ho mismo agad-agad i-add ko po kayo doon sa drive kung saan naandon ang mga libreng RPMS portfolio cover pages. Sa baba naman po, mag-comment po kayo sa baba, dito sa baba ng ating video, yung pangalan ng school, pangalan po ng inyong school at division para sa susunod baka ma-shoutout po kayo. Maraming salamat ho.